Human beings today live with more comfort, entertainment, and technology than any generation in history. Food arrives instantly, movies never end, music plays endlessly, information is available within seconds. The modern world solved many physical problems humanity struggled with for thousands of years, and yet, despite all of this, millions of people still feel emotionally empty, not physically starving, not completely disconnected from society, but internally exhausted, numb, restless, as if something important is missing from modern life itself. This feeling has become so common that many people barely question it anymore. They wake up tired, move through routines automatically, distract themselves constantly, then repeat the cycle the next day. And somewhere beneath all the stimulation, many quietly wonder, why does life still feel so empty? Part of the answer lies in how modern life changed the human mind. The human brain evolved in environments filled with slowness, silence, uncertainty, and real human connection. But modern life surrounds people with endless stimulation instead. Notifications, short videos, scrolling, entertainment every second. The mind rarely experiences stillness anymore. And when the brain becomes overstimulated constantly, ordinary life begins losing emotional intensity. Simple moments stop feeling meaningful. Patience weakens. Attention fragments. Nothing feels fully satisfying for very long. Modern society also replaced many forms of meaning with distraction. People consume constantly, but reflect very little. When boredom appears, they scroll. When sadness appears, they distract themselves. When loneliness appears, they seek stimulation instead of understanding the feeling itself. And slowly, people lose connection with their own inner lives, because distraction can temporarily numb emptiness, but it cannot truly remove it. At the same time, modern culture trains people to measure their worth through achievement, success, money, status, productivity. People spend years chasing goals they believe will finally make them feel complete. But many eventually discover something unsettling. Achievement alone does not automatically create meaning. This is why some people feel empty even after reaching success. Because the human mind does not only need comfort or stimulation, it needs purpose, connection, depth, direction. And modern life often provides endless entertainment while offering very little emotional grounding. Technology intensifies this further. People are more digitally connected than ever before, yet loneliness continues rising globally. Conversations become shorter, attention becomes fragmented, human presence becomes weaker. Many people spend entire days interacting with screens while rarely experiencing deep emotional connection. And perhaps the most dangerous part of modern life is this: people become so distracted that they never fully stop long enough to understand what they are feeling. The emptiness remains hidden beneath stimulation. Work culture deepens the problem further. Millions spend most of their lives working jobs that drain energy without creating emotional fulfillment. Wake up, work, recover, repeat. And eventually, survival itself becomes routine. People postpone living fully because they are too exhausted trying to maintain modern life. The future also feels increasingly uncertain. Economic pressure rises. Housing becomes difficult. Artificial intelligence changes industries rapidly. And beneath all of this uncertainty, many people quietly carry a constant low-level anxiety about what comes next. Perhaps this is why so many people feel emotionally disconnected today. Not because life lacks stimulation, but because it lacks meaning. The modern world became extremely efficient at capturing human attention, but it became much less effective at nourishing the human spirit. And yet, despite all this emptiness, something important still remains possible: awareness. Because once people recognize what modern life is doing psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, they begin seeing their emptiness differently, not as personal failure, but as a natural reaction to an overstimulated and disconnected world. Perhaps fulfillment was never meant to come from endless consumption. Perhaps human beings were always meant to find meaning through connection, purpose, presence, struggle, reflection, conscious living. And perhaps that is the quiet truth many people slowly begin rediscovering. A meaningful life is not built through constant stimulation. It is built through depth. Because in the end, Human beings do not only want entertainment, they want something modern life increasingly struggles to provide, a reason to feel fully alive.